Aloha, namaste. Songbird, I as we here with you again on another day because we all want to see. That's why we pray. Remember, prayer means listening because omniscience already knows. We have to listen to hear our answers. And then it appears that it grows. Actually, it's just that it flows like that wind blowing through. Can you feel it? Don't matter. It isn't true. All phenomenon is empty, like space, right? But when we find our original face, well, that's a different story. It's not a story at all. It's just the music. Neither short nor tall. There is no fall. It's just about peace, equanimity, equipoise, release from all the fury and the noise. Seeking so many toys which do not satisfy after the original intent. Because when your mind is bent to the will of ego, then you cannot find which way to go. Don't you know? So, I don't know, this wind might be too much. It's very, very hot today. Late summer heat wave. And I thought I'd just make this video, perhaps to post, perhaps not. You know, there's so much lies and confusion in this world, and it's just growing. And the division and trying to keep people sheeple and trapped in their stories and the collective story. All these mad scientists and true believers, they're all the problem, right? But underneath there is no problem. True contentment comes from knowing content, not the frame. You're not the frame. Your name is I. And I is the infinite invisible, the impersonal spiritual. That's what you are. Can you see your original face? Can you see it beyond your car and your place that you think you belong? Look, everyone collects all this stuff here, right? And then when you're gone, it gets handed to someone else. Why waste your time? Why be a busybody? Find the rhyme. Dance. Grow a garden. Forget romance. Everything in this world's based on sex. You know, I was obsessed with it when I was younger, but you know what? That's the problem. Sex creates pretty much every problem, right? Overpopulation, disease, confusion, stress, sense of scarcity, personal pride. We have to find the joy. We must employ our inner strength. Find the true breathing, the silence, the stillness. Turn the light around. That's where the crown. You've already been crowned. You are the child of the King. Each and every one. And there isn't anything that isn't already done. Whether a lie or the truth, it is what it is, and that's the proof. Okay, so can we know freedom? Yes, it's our nature. Can we know liberation? Yes, it's our essential original state. And it is our fate. And if you think you have freedom of choice, not really. You just keep getting forced to turn to love because love is what takes us above. We rise like the tide. It will lift all. Can you be a blessing to your world? Are you brave enough to do the work? Or are you lying to yourself? Do you think you're supposed to look for results? Or have the true direct experience and know that it shows? Sometimes it seems time interferes. We might have to wait. It's kind of a test of our faith. But the answer is always true. And the answer is that love is you. I is we. The living sacred Trinity. Living free of free because freedom is a concept. Do you get me yet? If I'm already free, what shall I need to be free from? Being free and dumb. Ignorance. Yes. Ignorance leads to anger, greed, corruption, personal sense, belief. Don't believe. You want to find God, don't believe. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And you might have to start, the first step might be hope or belief, but you got to get beyond that quickly because you're putting your real answer where you'll never grasp it. We have to swim to the far shore or build a raft, however you choose to do it. But you can, and you got to kind of say screw it to the meat man, right? Are you a meat bag, a bone bag? Is that what you are? No. You're not even, like here, they say, oh, we're made of stardust. Well, maybe in the physical, but the whole physical must disappear, and it does over and over. And you keep returning until your learning becomes knowing, or allows the knowing that's already here. Omniscience, omnipotence, omnipresence has no fear because there is no other. I am my mother, my sister, my brother. And I have been for eons, infinite amounts of times, until the rhymes lead us to the place that we see our original face and we get off the wheel of samsara, right? Birth and death. We have to choose. That's what we choose. The freedom of choice is really to choose that you cannot lose what's always already yours. The chores might seem difficult, but at the end you realize, wow, I went all this way and I always was. I was the master, yet I thought I was the servant. Why? Because the master can't speak through the story. The master is already God's glory. And if you think the Christ is going to return on a cloud, you're being tricked, and they're saying it loud, because the truth is silent, it's quiet, and it comes within you, it comes to your consciousness, and the Christ is awareness. And it's the same as the Buddha or the Krishna. They're friends. If any religion brings you to the ends where you're at war, then you need to look for more, because that's not it. The churches are lying to you. The governments are lying to you. Appearances are lying to you until you learn you can see through to the is and the is not, and then beyond. Abiding, intrinsic, naked, luminous, lucid, cognizant awareness. Eternal. That's what you are. That's more than a star. That's what created the stars in its misconception. This whole universe is just the direction your mind has taken because it hasn't been tamed, and you've renamed yourself as a me when I is we. It's quantum. Even here, even in the shadow realm, you can find your way. A 4D shadow a 4D entity only casts a 3D shadow. A 3D shadow only casts a 2D shadow, right? But you can keep going, and you got to go beyond dimensions and frequencies, because you rise until you exit, cease, cessation. That's the true nation. And we're all there already, yet we have to remain steady through the storms and the good times, because the norms hidden in the rhymes are here to edumacate, right? You can't skate, or you can. It's up to you, man. But we keep returning until we find nirvana, and then the learning ceases and we go beyond that. That's just a state and a stage. So Shakespeare was right. All the world is a stage, and it's being projected by your mind. That's the, what do you call it? Personal quantum holographic projector. The director of what seems to be. Yet when you remember I is we, and why, and when, and where, and how, and who, then you know you could only be I. Seeing with the third eye. Turn that light around. Use your breath to ground. Find the center that's everywhere. Show that you care. Now, the world is going crazy. There's so much suffering. Do you want to add to it? No, you can do it. You can flow and then reduce the suffering and pain. Allow love to reign supreme. Then you bring an end to this separation dream. Okay, you guys, remember, you got this. So do I. Good or bad, it isn't true. How you react or how quickly you get back on the horse when you fall, that's going to show you that you're not large or small, but where you are. And be the best student you can be, because the best masters are always willing to see more. Because you must even go beyond the view, the true view, to discover all of you, which is I. Okay, this ain't no lie. Stay centered. And when you've entered, keep it sacred and secret until it's so much yours you can share. That's how you care. Okay?